So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the license plate itself and the license plate bracket behind it. So underneath the seat you will see these two Allen key bolts. This is basically the bracket that holds all the indicators, the license plates and all that gubbins all together. Once you take them out, don't worry too much, nothing's going to fall off, these bolts are just removed without an issue. When you go back to your box, you're going to see this U-shaped bracket, okay, and it'll come with these fixtures and fittings. You're going to need the medium spacers, the long bolts and 2 steel washers. Then go back under the bike where you remove those 2 Allen key bolts from and loosely fit this bracket. Don't over tighten it because you're going to need that looseness for adjustment after. Now you're going to want to remove the rear peg plastic guards on both sides of the bike. You're going to be doing these 2 parts next. They are handed, right, left. You will need the long spacers and the long bolts. So when fitting the new bolts with the spacers, be very careful. I found these very tight to go in. It kind of felt like they were cross threading, so I took my time. Be patient, they will go in. Then we're going to loosely fit these 2 bolts into the U-shaped bracket that you fitted earlier. These 2 parts are the replacements for the rear foot peg guards. They're handed. This side is for the exhaust, this side is for the other side. You're going to need these fixtures and fittings, okay? You're going to need the small spacer with the washer with the long bolts, and this shorter bolt goes straight in. Now the long bolt with the spacer and the washer goes in the top, and the shorter one goes at the bottom. Next you're going to want to fit the new license plate bracket, okay? You're going to need 4 of each of these. So as you can see, the bolt goes straight through with the washer on the back. The spacer goes between the old license plate bracket and the new pannier racking, and you just refit it to where the license plate holder was. So all the other bolts to the left in the kit are pretty much self-explanatory now. There is some adjustment when fitting the sides, but you will have to muscle it into place. That's why you need to keep everything loose before you finally tighten it down. So when you come to drill the boxes, my measurements are purely just a guide. You should look at it a bit closer yourself and decide what you want to do. As I put the bike up on a paddock stand, I think it'll give me a better idea of what's what. I am literally just going to put this on the seat. Okay, you see it wobble like that? I'm going to push it back until it hits the grab rail. Not that it's on the grab rail, it's kind of touching it, so it takes the wobble out of it. Okay, that is 74mm that side, and it is 74mm the other side. So in relation to the grab rail, okay, I've measured it out and I've got 74mm that side, 74mm that side. I've put the lid on the box, okay, this is the exhaust side. I've got a small bit of tape, okay. There. So the box itself is 400mm wide, so I'm going to measure 200mm from the middle. That is 74mm from the top, bang in the middle of the box, 200mm that way, 200mm that way. As you can see, the template has already been folded in half, so you know where the centre line is. But I want that cross there on the box to be right where the hole is that I put in the paper. So now I'm going to do some final measurements. Like I said, you get one go. If it's wrong, they're always going to look wrong. If it's right, you'll know it's right. I ain't gonna lie, I am nervous as fuck right now. What I've done is I've measured roughly where the holes are, and I've just covered it in tape where I'm going to be marking out. This tape I can draw on with a pencil so I can get a really good match with it. What I've got here is a clean and flat surface. Okay, you're going to take one of these boxes, then you're going to take the second box, and put the other box like that. I'll put some tape here, tape there, along that edge, and a bit across the front here, and there's another bit the other side. to try and stop any unnecessary wobble. And this is the box that I've drilled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark the pilot holes from the inside of the box to the front of that box. It's just marked every hole perfectly. Drilled all the holes. We're using a 6mm for the 4 there and the 2 at the ends on each box. And I used a 7mm for the one in the middle, and then just kind of reamed it a bit, just so I can get that nice and snugly in there. You will get 4 of these, 4 washers to go with them, okay? You will get 16 of the longer ones and 8 of the shorter ones. This is everything you're going to need to put in that box on the bike. So we're going to do these ones first, okay? You're going to take one of these like crush washers. So on the inside I've used a 10mm socket. So now we've got these 2 on, very securely. Time to move on to these ones. What I am going to do is I'm going to take the longer one, pop it in, so when I tighten it up it's not going to move any way, shape or form. Now we're going to roll these on. Next we're going to do these black caps, okay? These cover the ends of the exposed bolts on the inside of the box. Do these 2. Feed that through there. There are 1 or 2 things that I'm not happy about with these boxes that can be changed. Alright, it'll cost the company a couple of extra quid, which will then pass on to the end user. One of those would be these here, okay? This does not meet the actual box. I bought a load of these, which are aluminium spacers. They are 10mm thick by 20mm wide with an 8mm hole in the middle. The only point is to get this part away from these here. Now we use the spacer. You get this part here. And just tighten it up as far as you can. You can see the spacer there has taken up the gap, and this is clear of the bolt sticking through. I do hope you enjoyed the video. It took me 3 days to film it, probably just over a week to edit it. Tried to get as much in as possible in as little time of your viewing as possible. So hit me a like and a subscribe, and I'll be back with more. Peace out.